Meu nome é Wagner, sou fotógrafo e cinegrafista, viciado em adrenalina. Nunca fui um cara de ficar parado num lugar só. Um dia, com certeza, eu vou poder dizer que vi uma boa parte desse mundão.
Meu nome é Bárbara, sou jornalista e produtora. Sempre soube que a vida de escritório não era pra mim, até que tivemos a ideia de vender tudo e sair pelo mundo. Sorte que eu encontrei um cara tão louco quanto eu, que topou viver comigo os melhores momentos da vida.
Nova Zelândia, África, Brasil, Amsterdã, Bangkok, Tailândia, China, Haiti e Vietnã, rodando o mundo inteiro, melhores momentos da vida, rodando o mundo inteiro, melhores momentos da vida.
Há tempos, o chamado leste europeu saiu dos filmes de espionagem e se transformou no destino dos sonhos de muitos viajantes. A região guarda encantos como a Croácia, um pequeno país na região dos Balcãs, península do sudeste da Europa, que foi palco de uma série de guerras nos anos 90. Com pouco mais de 4 milhões de habitantes, mais de 1.000 ilhas e cidades repletas de história, a Croácia se tornou um dos destinos mais badalados da Europa. Zagreb é a porta de entrada do país, destino certo de quem vem ou segue para outros países ou para o sul da Croácia. É uma cidade plana, arborizada, repleta de parques e cafés. Monumentos históricos dividem espaço com ruas alegres e repletas de bares. Embora seja uma capital, tem áreas de cidade pequena, com uma atmosfera tranquila e acolhedora.
Então, a gente tá super amarradão, que a gente vai ficar agora dessa vez no hotel mais tradicional de Zagreb, no Esplanade Hotel Zagreb. É um hotel antigo, desde 1925. Já ficaram várias pessoas famosas aqui, várias celebridades. Depois a gente vai descobrir quem ficou aqui. Mas a gente acabou de chegar no nosso quarto, então a gente falou pra vocês, a gente muda completamente. A gente tava num camping, numa casinha, e agora a gente tá num hotel super luxuoso. E é bom, né? A gente merece também descansar um pouco, ter um pouquinho mais de conforto e curtir. E esse é o nosso quarto, olha só, a gente acabou de chegar, olha, cheio de mimo, já chegou bombonzinho pra gente, vários bombonzinhos. Para entendermos por que este hotel mantém sua fama até os dias de hoje, fomos conversar com as relações públicas do hotel. Ela, que foi responsável por receber boa parte das celebridades que ali ficaram.
So hotel was built in the last century for the Orient Express passengers. Now we are in the hotel lobby. Originally, as it was when the hotel was built, I'm not sure if you know that the story about the Orient Express, which was a famous train that was traveling between Istanbul and Paris, and Zagreb was one of the main stops. So that was actually the reason why the hotel was built on this place, next to the railway station, which is on the right side, and only 10 minutes walking distance from the main square that you probably saw on the left side. The hotel is located in the heart of the city. This is one of the most really beautiful parts of Zagreb. And since it was built, it was always a central stage of Zagreb's social and cultural life. Wall of Fame with some famous guests who stayed here in the old Esplanade Hotel, like Catherine Deneuve, Woody Allen.
Woody Allen, olha só, gente, que massa.
That's him in front of the hotel.
Wow.
Sophia Loren, our famous guest, regular guest, Orson Welles, Jane Seymour. Prince Albert, David Beckham, Depeche Mode, Sting, Brian Ferry, Ennio Morricone, presidents from all over the world, royal families from also all over, not only Europe. So if I remember I need to write a really a long list of all these guests who stayed here and actually who stayed in this Esplanade suite.
Estão me contando aqui que aqui na Croácia eles não são tão deslumbrados com atores, com pessoas famosas, mas quando se trata de jogadores de futebol eles ficam enlouquecidos. Então Cristiano Ronaldo ficou aqui, eles perderam a linha. And how much is it to stay here for one night?
2,500 euros.
2,500 euros. Dá 12 mil reais para passar uma noite aqui.
So the day will come when you first realize what you have done, and you finally get your debt repaid and revenge is served on a cold plate. Oh yeah, on a cold plate, on a cold plate, on a cold plate.
Depois de toda essa conversa, com certeza bateu uma fome. Vamos conhecer o mais famoso brunch de Zagreb, onde os passageiros do Expresso do Oriente se reuniam todos os domingos quando chegavam à cidade.
Então, gente, eu tô aqui com o Luca é local daqui de Zagreb. Acabei de encontrar com ele, ele vai mostrar a cidade pra gente, do Free Spirits.
So first we're going to walk down that way, and I'm going to give you some general information about Zagreb, of course. Zagreb, being the capital of Croatia, also is the largest city in Croatia. There's about 1 million people living here in Zagreb, okay? Which is not that big when compared to some other big cities in the world, but it's huge for Croatia. Because all of Croatia, the whole state, has around 4.2 million people. And that really means that Zagreb is the center of Croatia, and that is true. Because historically speaking, Zagreb always was the capital. Nowadays, it's a capital, but also politically, economically, culturally, any possible way you can imagine, really, Zagreb is the center of Croatia. Only not touristically, because the coastline has always been more famous than Zagreb. Of course, everyone when thinks of Croatia thinks of the coastline, but still, Zagreb in the last couple of years has really been booming when it comes to tourism. Just last year, The Lonely Planet added it to the first place of the places to visit in 2017, and a lot of people are coming really to Zagreb. Believe me when I tell you, if you came to Zagreb 10 years ago, it would be a completely different city. Barbara, Wagner, this is Alem. This is Alem. Alem, I didn't tell them anything. Ništa im nisam rekao, apsolutno di idu šta idu. So it's going to be a surprise, okay? Alem has a really unusual job here in Zagreb, which you're going to see in a second what he does, okay? Kad ćemo, kako ćemo ti? Odmah? Kako hoćeš?
Nossa, tô super curiosa. Ele tá dizendo que o Alan tem trabalho aqui super diferente, que a gente vai descobrir o que é, mas não surpresa.
First of all, you're entering a 13th century tower, okay? A tower which is part of a defensive structure, a tower which was part of the original town walls of the town of Gradec. We now enter the first town, the town of Gradec, today better known as the upper town or the old town of Zagreb, okay? Why to use bell tower? Because in the past there was a huge bell on top of that tower. And that bell was being rang every single evening, couple of minutes before 9 p.m. It was actually a signal for everyone who lived in the town of Gradec to return back inside of the town's walls. Because exactly at 9 p.m., all the 5 town gates, the town of Gradec had 5 original gates, they were closed and locked for the night, for protection of course. They would reopen them only in the morning at 9 a.m. when they would ring the bell again. During the night the gates were closed, okay? So if you were left outside, you had to sleep outside. And that was dangerous. There wasn't a city in front, there was nothing, fields and woods, which means no lights at all. Wild animals, thieves, beggars, strange people trying to rob you or something even worse. So you had to return, if you wanted to be safe, you had to return before they locked the town gates, and the tower with the bell ringing warned you that the gates are closing soon, actually.
Do you have any idea? Sabe o que é isso?
No.
No idea.
That is gunpowder.
Wow.
This is the bullet of.
This is a bullet of a cannon.
Wow.
We're going up there. Up there is a big cannon which fires every single day exactly at noon. And Alem's job is to fire the cannon every single day, actually. Okay?
Okay, awesome.
Scared? Scared? The cannon's been up there for the last 141 years, okay? The idea was, in the year of 1877, the City Council of Zagreb decided, let's put a cannon up there. Let it fire every single day exactly at noon. To let the people of Zagreb know it's noon. Everyone knows it's noon, they can adjust the time, wind up their watches. But especially, let it be a signal for the bell ringers in the churches of Zagreb. It's noon. All the church bells in Zagreb should be rang, and it would be ideal if they would start exactly at noon, at the same moment, and do it simultaneously.
Yes.
That loud boom of the cannon that you're gonna hear can be heard all around Zagreb was that trigger, was that signal, actually. Right after the cannon fires, you're gonna hear all the church bells of Zagreb being rang, still today. Today, naturally, they don't rely on the cannon anymore, they rely on electricity, of course. That's the main reason why some of them are wrong, actually, today. It was easier to wait for the cannon and then start ringing the church bells.
Olha que barato, a gente veio na torre dar um tiro de canhão, um canhão super tradicional.
Então é o seguinte, agora todo mundo tem que botar a mão no ouvido, que o tiro vai ser um barulho absurdo aqui. Então, todo mundo protegendo, porque senão pode estourar alguma coisa.
Ah, mas isso é demais, cara!
Mislio sam da je glasnije tu gore, ne? Uopće ne je kad je...
This is awesome, my friend. Thank you so much for that.
What's the best thing about your job, Mundo? What do you think?
Pa kad pucanj prođe dobro i kad se ljudi razvesele, ne? Ljudi razvesele, kad je pucanj prošao dobro e izađem na prozor e ljudi se razvesele, budu...
O aplauso e as pessoas reconhecendo o trabalho dele, sorrindo para ele. Ele se diverte e ele gosta também, claro, do reconhecimento que ele tem, que ele é quase uma celebridade aqui. Ele é uma celebridade aqui. Muito show. Awesome.
And now we're going to the World War II tunnels. Okay. So, the fascist system was founded here in 1941. A fascist movement called the Ustaše movement was given the right to found a state by Nazi Germany and fascist Italy. They founded a state which was called Independent State of Croatia. the name is completely false, because at first it wasn't an independent state, it was a puppet state run by Nazi Germany and fascist Italy, and it wasn't Croatia because not all parts of Croatia were included. That state was pretty much the same as in Germany. Terrible things happened. Racial laws proclaimed, concentration camps opened, the synagogue was burned that we've seen in 1941. They burned the synagogue, that's the first thing they did when they took over the power. And they started prosecuting people of wrong race. Yes. Jewish people, everyone that was against the regime, Roma, Gypsies, and so on. So everyone was brought to concentration camps, actually.
Yes.
Terrible things happened. This was built by them. The tunnels were built by them in 1944 as a shelter, because they presumed Zagreb is about to be bombed by the Allies. Okay, as things were falling apart for Germany and for everyone, the Allies were winning the war, and they're about to bomb Zagreb. They built tunnels for shelter for public people. The tunnels have 6 different entrances. So when there's an air raid, you just run to the closest entrance and hide, actually. So I told you about street art, that it has been booming in the last couple of years. So this was also painted quite recently, actually. This was painted by a couple of 3 actually local street artists. One of them is the same guy that painted the red carpet. And here they wanted to show some of the most famous Croatian inventors, actually. First, of course, the guy you heard of for sure is Tesla, Nikola Tesla. And they show Tesla, you see, inventing the world, actually. Because he did invent the modern world as we know it. Every gadget you use, mobile phones, laptops, whatever, actually thanks to him, because he invented electricity.
Então, uma curiosidade dele aqui é que ele era, obviamente, ele era um gênio, né? O cara inventou eletricidade, mas ele era meio estranho também, como todo gênio, ele não funcionava exatamente como as pessoas normais funcionam. E uma curiosidade dele é que ele não se dava muito bem com pessoas e ele ia sempre para um parque alimentar os pombos. E aí ele disse que ele se apaixonou por uma pomba fêmea e manteve uma relação com ela, uma conexão que ele nunca teve com nenhum ser humano, ele teve com a pomba fêmea. Obviamente foi uma relação platônica, que não se desenvolveu de outra forma, mas mostra um pouco da personalidade dele.
Now we're gonna get some traditional Croatian liquor, which is called rakia. It's small shots of liquor made from any plant possible. Don't drink all of them in one night, okay? But it has around 40 degrees of alcohol, okay? So please, the more color it has, the lighter, the sweeter, okay? So you're gonna have blueberry.
Okay, blueberry.
We're gonna have plum. Plum.
Okay.
Plum in the whole region is the most popular one and the hardest one. So good luck. Okay.
Interessante. Quanto mais você cheira, mais seu nariz, seu olfato vai se acostumando.
And rakia, you drink in one sip. Okay. We don't like the people who drink it in limit and so on. You just.
Yeah, I don't like to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Smell and drink.
One sip. All the way.
Yes, perfect. Okay. Yes,
Okay,
nice.
good. No face. Okay, no face. She didn't make a face.
Yes.
Now it's your turn.
Je vais aller.
Aê! Uau!
Another one?
No, of course. Why not? Ele vai beber mais uma, eu vou beber mais uma e a gente segue viagem.
Só pra vocês.
Só pra gente aqui, ó. Esse aqui é briga de cachorro grande.
Tô vendo. Meu Deus do céu, o que tem eles dois aí? Vamos beber mais um.
One more. 2.
Eu tô vendo onde vai parar isso hoje.
We are strong guys.
Yeah, I can see.
Come on. So Zagreb and Croatia in general is really safe when it comes to that, okay? Because no such things are happening, and that's the main impression that people have of Zagreb, especially, is that you come here, that it's a really calm city, first of all. It's a lot of things happening, music and everything, but really calm, really peaceful. Everyone is enjoying themselves, sitting down, drinking beers, drinking coffee. It's a laid-back atmosphere. The pedestrian zone is in the center, so there's not a lot of traffic here in the center. There's not a lot of hectic, and there's no crime. Here, really, that's what I'm trying to tell. That's maybe the best example, the best word. You have no fear here in Zagreb.
Great.
During night, during day, whatever, you're being an old girl, a lone girl walking the streets of Zagreb in the evening. Yes, of course, probably a couple of guys are gonna hit up on you. That's happened always. They're gonna whistle or something, you know. But nobody's gonna really take your purse or show you a gun and something like that. Herman Bolle, the famous architect that I told you built the St. Mark's Church, the cemetery and everything, was given the project. It took him 22 years, and this is what he built. He decides he's gonna have this portal up front. He decides he's gonna have 2 towers instead of the one. He decided it's gonna be a Gothic cathedral, neo-Gothic, because it was built at the turn of the 19th to 20th century. And he said, I built a lot of things in Zagreb. I built a lot of things all around, but this is going to be the thing I'm gonna be known for. This is going to be the largest church in Croatia and the highest building in all of Croatia. Interestingly, more than 100 years later, today, 21st century, it still is both of those.
Watch in the sky, all the stars will never see, and I will go with me.
Dates back to 2001, so 17 years ago, when one of the casinos in Vegas, the Gold Coast Casino, was being renovated. So naturally they took down the chandeliers, they took down everything for renovation. There just happened to be a Croatian guy, a businessman, which means he's got the money, and a proud Croat, a proud Catholic. He saw those chandeliers and he bought them. He bought 3 huge golden chandeliers from a casino in Vegas. He brought them to Zagreb and he donated them to the Cathedral of Zagreb.
Wow.
You can imagine how the public felt like. 90% Catholic public. People were shocked with the idea of those simple golden Vegas casino chandeliers entering the largest church in Croatia, the Zagreb Cathedral. Well, not only did they enter, but the official church statement was, and believe me when I tell you it was, black and white in the newspaper, in the daily newspaper, a published statement. They said, we're going to put the chandeliers inside, and we're going to put them up there, but, and that's a quote, just to test how they look up there. Well, they've been testing it for 17 years now.
Wow.
So, as you've just seen, there are Las Vegas chandeliers, simple ones, hanging in the center of the largest church in all of Croatia. They're not simple anymore, no worries. After 17 years of services, they've been forgiven, okay?
Amazing.
But the irony is, they look quite good.
Yeah.
They look quite good inside of a cathedral. Yeah, probably they look great inside of a casino, so you can say they're multifunctional, actually.
Yeah.
Com tantas belezas espalhadas pela Croácia, Zagreb acaba ficando de fora do roteiro de muita gente. Mas vale a pena dedicar uns dias à cidade, descobrir seu centro histórico, ou mesmo apenas se sentar preguiçosamente num dos muitos cafés e pedir uma pivo, a cerveja croata. Além de respirar arte e cultura, é possível sentir nessa cidade um sabor especial de um lugar ainda pouco explorado, algo cada vez mais raro na Croácia.